Is South Africa fighting hard enough against organised crime? From kidnappings to the construction mafia to illegal mining, it seems organised crime is on the rise countrywide and criminals have become more brazen than ever before. South Africa's serious crime problem is getting worse. Joining us to speak about this phenomenon further is Rafadi, who is a forensic investigator at Bizztracers, and for more on this. Thank you very much for your time this afternoon, Calvin. As always, let's speak about that increasing rate of crime or organised crime that we are seeing. And we start with cash in transit heists, the very latest being the most recent one on the N12, and just before that again in a KZN. Is it an issue of a lack of police intelligence that we're suffering from, or is it a case that criminals are just becoming smarter?
Good morning, Rofhiwa, and good afternoon, rather, and then good afternoon to your viewers. Yeah, no, indeed, we are in a big trouble with this particular syndicate, and then there's some element and act of impunity. And one can say, the past 3 weeks we had our Minister of Police saying that no, they have now revived the crime intelligence. But it has always been in their mandate to follow up on syndicates and organized crime. And he said, no, they've beefed up and they've made serious inroads and ties on these particular crimes. But we see them increasing, and they are yet to still increase.
Yeah, and tell us how these syndicates would work, because they would require elaborate planning, but also one would assume that there are those that work within these organizations that are in cahoots with the criminal syndicates to ensure that you are successful in your cash in transit heist or kidnapping or any other crime that is committed across the country.
Look, Rofhiwa, with the cash in transit before, they used to, the criminals used to get information from the employees on which truck now to tackle. But now they do what we call a finder. So they will now observe the particular trucks on every stop and the pickups, and then on their last stop after the pickup, and then they will plan the route to rob these vans. But the cash in transit vans, then they put up measures to now have a dying stain suitcases in one of those of their trucks. Now, the reason why they act with so much impunity, these criminals, is because of now they've got a connection that even though the money is got a dying stain or the money can be contaminated by this particular chemical, they've got guys that do the washing on this particular money. So, and then it goes back into the society. We've seen on one of the articles, I think a week ago, where 3 police officers who are working at organized crime, they were caught trying to change this particular notes at the casino. So, but with criminals, they've got guys that do the washing of this money, but they are well organized, they are very heavily armed. But the thing is, they are also known in the communities. That's why I always say that there are girls in the communities that are dating these boys, because they are known with the nickname called Amakati. Amakati means a cat. The reason why they call it a cat is because of they believe that if you don't tame it well, it can scratch you. So they are well known in the communities. That's why even when they do these particular crimes, they will need a place of a hideout, and they are harbored by some of our family members, and they need to tip off the police, including the sangomas that are performing rituals on this particular crime.
And that's a very worrying thought there, because it means that community policing forums here are now starting to also lose the war against organised crimes of this nature.
Yeah, no, they are definitely. But, I always hear the police sector saying, no, we need the old detectives to come back. We need the old detectives to come back, Medan Robbery Squad, to sort out this particular crimes that is on the rise. This is a take-home for the police. The old police guys, we were in the informant structure. They were good listeners on how to ventilate information, because the people on the ground, they are the intelligent. That's why I always say that the politicians that they don't perform, you need because their role is to collect the data and activate organized crime under the POCA Act. Now, the organized crime. No. You can actually investigate organized crime just with an inquiry. You don't need a complainant. Just even from a media article, if they say Calvin is a syndicate, in Atteridgeville, he's driving particular cars, he's robbing cash vans. Just from that information, you can activate an inquiry, follow up, follow the money, and do proper surveillance on that particular person and root him out of the community. And that's how it's done.
Another worrying trend that's growing, Calvin, is that of drug cartels that are growing in the country. There was a murder in Cape Town recently of a Bulgarian family that apparently had links to drugs. You shared another article from IOL today, a killing of a property developer. This is a trend of drug cartels that's growing in South Africa. Give us a sense of how big it is, and if SAPS or any other stakeholder in the policing sector is ready for what one assumes is going to become a huge problem.
Yeah, no. With the drugs cartel and the underworld, it's a very serious and worrying issue, especially a tourist attraction. And besides the tourist attraction, let's pack it aside. Small kids are recruited to take drugs, and then they are caught up in the crossfire of fighting for thefts. Now, we've seen with this particular underworld, because how the syndicate operates in Cape Town, they've even captured as far as politicians. They are funding certain political parties. They are funding certain cartels within the police. And then they act also with impunity. So they fight for thefts because there are only 5 people in Cape Town, and they've got names of groups that are controlling Cape Town. They even control Westbury and Sophia Town and Rafadi and Eldos. Now, I mean, they are known to the police, but why are they not disarmed through assets forfeiture unit? Because you need to disarm these people, all the illicit properties that they have acquired. You need to follow the money into some of the dealerships where they are washing this money, some of the casinos. You need to know what you are dealing with, and they need to activate POCA, like we say, prevention of organized crime, follow that money, follow even the political parties that they are funding, and then you'll eradicate the crime. But at the same time, you need to build more rehabs, because our kids already now, they are already addicts from this particular syndicate by feeding them with drugs.
That's a very important point, Calvin. We have run out of time, but I have to ask you, given that you've expressed that the cartels have infiltrated the legal system, the policing system and the like, do you think that there is more of the good police and related stakeholders that are enough to overpower the bad police that have been infiltrated by these syndicates? Do you think it's a fight that may still be won?
Yeah, no, there are still good police in blue out there. That's why we urge those who are acting on organized crime, those who are they're going to act on like the cash in transit, some of the robbers, wear your bulletproof vest. And then we realize that most of these good policemen, they are even killed off duty. Do not go night clubbing, or when you are off duty, carry your guns around at places where there is not enough backup, because they rob them and then they kill our innocent and honorable members. But the decay starts from management. We need to have decisive leadership, those who are good listeners, and we need to have proper intelligent researchers that will help our ministers of police before they even attack some of the media houses, some of the experts, because of they bring in crucial information, but it falls on deaf ears. That's why they are even criticized, and they are bringing relevant information that can tackle crime in our country.
Thank you very much for those insights, Calvin. Rafadi joining us this afternoon. He is a forensic investigator at Bizztracers, joining us this afternoon. Still to come.